Building what I wanna, innovate what I'm gonna. You can hate all you wanna, but you're still in your pajama. Now I ain't a prima donna, but I built what I wanna. You can say my vision's wrong, the tune of my song. Broke my thumb, bang into my own drum. Broke my thumb, bang into my own drum. Broke my thumb, bang into my own drum. Hoop in a clapping, boots I am a strapping. A click, click, clacking. Hurrah! Bootstrapping in America. Yeah, bootstrapping in America.
Thomas, we're back, my friend. Bootstrapping in America.
See, we have a lot in common. We just found out he went to
in 90 seconds. You guys are basically, your family, right?
Exactly. Rise Interactive. John Morris, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me here today.
Welcome to Tasty Trade.
Thank you.
What I was saying is John went to the same high school as my kids did, hopefully a few years earlier.
My kids couldn't get in even with a letter of recommendation. But
look, you grew up in the city. You survived.
Yep.
Yeah. You've never seen grass, right? Cows.
I had to move to the suburbs to see grass.
Oh, you didn't move to the suburbs, did you?
I did. You should have seen it with my...
Did you cry?
It was like... I sort of cried. My parents cried more. It was literally like tension when I told them I was moving to the burbs.
Oh, well, you must have got married.
I did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They
Nobody moves to the burbs unless you get married, right?
Yeah.
Where do you live
She's
now?
from the suburbs, right?
Yeah.
There you go. And you live in her suburb.
Exactly.
I've seen this movie. I've lived it a few times, but I've seen this movie.
Be strong, Sean. You're an alpha male. Be strong.
Yeah.
Be strong. No, you're not. But be strong. All right. So, talk to us. Tell all the viewers who's Rise.
Did you see I was a clairvoyant there for me? I was a medium. See, I got everything right. Did you notice that?
You did. It's a surprise, right? Tony went and saw a psychic this weekend.
A medium.
And a medium, a fortune teller.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we've been giving him crap all day, explaining that 99% of what they do is probabilistic outcomes. Just like he was able to present you with all the probabilistic outcomes. You said you grew up in the city. I said my kids went to Parker. You said you went to Parker. He said you went. You just certain things you can. We weren't really
change.
Psychic, right? But it's just.
He actually knew this entire conversation before we
correct.
had it.
It's unbelievable.
Correct.
Yeah.
You want to finish it for me?
No. I'll let you do
sure?
it now. I'm tired of being right.
Okay.
So give us the elevator pitch on Rise Interactive.
Sure. It's a digital marketing agency. We focus on digital media and analytics. Yeah. What we help companies do is basically allocate their marketing dollars much more effectively, and we also make the experience much more relevant by utilizing data so that we're taking out subjectivity, adding objectivity. So no different than the financial industry. There's been technology for years that makes it really easy to determine if you should invest in this stock or that stock for a certain level of risk. Incredibly difficult in the marketing industry. Of
course, we would disagree with that, by the way.
What?
We would disagree with that, but anyway.
Easier in the financial industry.
Yeah. We would argue that in the future, don't use financial statistics because those are the worst of any industry. It's probably easier in digital marketing, but the cool thing is that you have, what do you have now? 100 employees?
About 120 employees.
120 employees. Wow, that's a big digital. Marketing company especially for Chicago. But the cool thing is you bootstrapped it 100%.
Yep. So I won $10,000 in 2004 through the New Venture Challenge at University of Chicago's Business School Planning Competition. Decided to bootstrap
Who were you up against then? Do you remember?
The company that won, so we took second place, was a company called Midway Pharmaceuticals.
Okay, I don't know that.
And I think they're still around. I'm not positive exactly what they're doing.
Okay.
But I had a 20-year vision, and every year it became another 20-year vision, and just focused on making investments every year to grow the organization. So I really, by putting all the money back into the company, was the financier of the organization. So
do you ever question that move?
No, I mean, it's been a huge success. I'm having a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And as long as the metrics are good and we keep on growing, I'm going to keep on doing it.
No, I don't mean question in the sense of, hey, you obviously everything you've done is right in that regard. Vision-wise, do you ever question, could you have scaled it, so much quicker if you had diluted? Could you have done other things if you had, raised capital?
I did, but the challenge is I wanted to build a great business.
Yeah.
And when you take on investors, investors want their money back within 3 to 5 years, and they want some type of an event.
Yeah.
I didn't want there to be an event.
Understood.
And so it was a matter of maybe I could have scaled it faster, but I liked the trajectory we were on. I liked the growth rate we had, and I felt it was sustainable, and so that was kind of why I chose to go down that path.
I totally understand. It's always a dilemma in the business. We have the approach of you dilute, you take capital because it lets you accelerate. It's an accelerant.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. And because if you need capital, it's hard to get when you need it. It's easy to get when you don't need it.
Yeah.
But the other side is, I think if you make it clear to your investors that there's, if you're looking for an event, you may have one.
Yeah.
Or you may need to find somebody yourself, to take you out.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's cool. So tell us. We've had a bunch of different digital marketing agencies on here. Some, 1,000 people, and some 6 people.
Uh-huh.
And they all have a kind of a little bit different story. They're all using like database analytics and things like that. But it's like, why would somebody use Rise?
So, in my opinion, there's 2 main things when it comes to understanding how you're spending your media intelligently.
Okay.
It's the people, and it's the ability to have
You mean
phenomenal
your
reporting.
people?
Any agency has to assign people.
Okay.
The people are the most important thing.
Okay.
The skill set we hire is generally different. We're going after quants. In order to get a job at Rise, you have to take an analytics exam. The pass rate on that exam is 22%. You're not allowed to even interview unless you pass the exam. So
what kind of background do you need to pass? What kind of background?
It's generally, it doesn't matter.
It's like an IQ test.
Yeah, it's basically, think of it as GMAT meets digital marketing.
I want to take this test.
I'll send it to you.
I want to take it just for fun. You mind?
Not at all.
I want to see.
And I want to post the results.
Because I'm so sick and tired of taking tests, and then at the end of the test it says, "Can you please deposit your credit card now for your test results?" I want to take your test.
Okay.
We do the same thing, just on the dev side. We give a test.
Yeah.
A little bit different. We give a challenge.
Yeah.
And you have to show your work. You have to show your work
in order to determine the value of it.
Right.
So, but it's been to me a huge differentiator. I hear it all the time that the quality of people at our organization are just in aggregate at a higher level than our competition.
So if that's the case, then you probably pay more. It's probably correct. But how do you see? My biggest problem with hiring digital marketing agencies, because we've tried before, is that we can't quantify it. So we don't understand what we're buying.
So that's the second part, is transparency.
Okay.
In order to do your job right, you have to be able to get to the most granular level, all the way down to the ad placement, to determine the return on your investment.
Okay.
Think about it as if you were investing in the stock market, you need to know the return of the stock, not the mutual fund. Get to the most granular level possible, or a portfolio.
Okay.
So we provide full transparency, provide complete insight, so that you know exactly where your dollars are being spent, you know exactly why your dollars are being spent there, and you can see your true return.
To the metrics that you guys provide, you're saying?
Yeah, so we would determine your goals. Once we understand your goals and your budget, we help allocate your budget to the area that gets the greatest return, and we can show you very quantifiable evidence. So we can show you the metrics that are driving your business and what those returns are.
So let's talk about marketing in general.
Okay.
Because I'm somebody that has a history of firing every marketing company that's ever come in. Just because I have my own crazy reasons. I'm psycho, whatever it is. I've fired every single agency.
Yeah.
We usually live on good terms, but we're like, but I just don't. I've never, because I can't figure it all out.
Yeah.
So is the future of you specifically said Rise Interactive is a digital marketing company.
Yep.
Now, can you talk to us about the future of marketing, just in general? Because it's such a big dollar number for many.
It's a game breaker for some smaller companies that are saying, I need to get traction to my site.
But that's not where I was going. Here's what I was thinking. We currently, in the world of finance, because you use finance a couple times.
Yeah.
In the world of finance, everybody always tells you need to be diversified, right?
Yep.
But diversification is bullshit. You don't need to be diversified. You need to have lots of independent occurrences in order to achieve your results. That's not diversification. You don't need to be 30% in bonds, 30% in stocks, 30% in cash, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You need lots of independent occurrences in order to achieve. First rule that they teach at University of Chicago Business School is, lots and lots and lots of occurrences to achieve whatever your law of large numbers, your expected results are going to be. With marketing, I think some firms, big firms, they go, okay, well, we make $1 billion, so we're going to put $100 million in marketing, just as normal kind of diversification. And I don't get it. So is the future of marketing, is it digital? Is it something else? Like, I'm just curious.
To me, the future of marketing is analytics.
Analytics, okay.
Analytics and data.
Okay.
What you
so
want
I think that's the future of finance too.
Yeah. So if you think about everything you just mentioned of why you fired an agency over and over and over again, is you don't know what you're getting for your money.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, with the amount of data that exists now,
yeah,
you can actually have much more clarity into how you're spending or investing your marketing dollars than you've ever had before. Now, it's still not a perfect science, but there are certain things that are black and white, certain performance metrics that you can see that now you have a really good understanding. You can determine, am I getting the return that I want off of this investment?
But are you able to convince, so you have to sell somebody from some big company or whatever it is. Most of your customers are large corporations, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you have to convince somebody, chief CMOs or chief marketing officers or somebody, CEOs, whatever it is, that they have to trust you to wait for the results so they can see.
Actually, what I have to say is I don't want them to trust me. What I want them to trust is that we'll build the infrastructure and get the data to make the decisions for them. So what I'm trying to do is make it so that it's no different than
excuse me.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Think of what happened in the book Moneyball, or Billy Beane, adding statistical modeling and better metrics.
Sure.
Is a lot of people are investing money with no infrastructure and no way to analyze what their return is.
Right. What I meant by that was that in the old day of marketing, I think people used to think there was some, hey, I love this creative, I hate this creative type of thing.
Yep.
And what
you
you're asking,
would go by number of clicks. Like, what makes you? Are you still doing the click? What makes it different?
So generally, we try to get down to the conversion or the actual cost per customer. So we'll tell you how many customers you generated.
Because really, that's what it comes down to, right? Like how much it's costing you to get a customer. If you know you can make X on a customer that walks through the door, it's how much to acquire that customer. Not really the clicks. I mean, the click it's so old.
When it comes to your cost per click, you could pay $50 per click, and it could be phenomenal because it turns out to be
80% conversion rate.
Exactly.
Or you can pay 10 cents and have basically
it's garbage
zero.
And you get nothing.
Right.
So my next question, John, is how? So you take customers from your customers are all over the place, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So how do you learn the domain?
So, one, we now have enough experience in many different domains where oftentimes the goal, meaning it's an e-commerce site, a lead generation company, or a branding company, are dealing with the same complexity of problems.
Okay.
And so it really, the strategy goes across multiple industries.
So there's enough commonality between all the problems that you're trying to solve.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the fact that because we have experience in all these different areas, we're able to take learnings from one area and apply it to another. So I actually think it becomes a benefit in many ways.
So you started out as you're a one-man show.
Yep.
When you first started out.
Yeah.
And when did you actually start the company? 2004? 2004. Because I think it's really important for people here. 2004 was not this crazy, it's 10 years.
Yeah, so that's a good amount of time.
And people forget how long it takes. You work at some company for 10 years, and you're like, I can't believe I've just been here for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to really compliment you on it takes a lot of guts and whatever. I mean, ridiculous hours, guts, the whole shebang to sit there and build a company for 10 years. But what was the hairiest moment for you?
Probably in 2011.
On the meltdown?
Actually, 2010. No, it really had to do with we were 17 employees, and I uncovered an email between 7 employees that I won't go into all the details, but I basically let go of 7 of my 17 employees while my company was doubling at the same time. And trying to make sure all my clients were happy, manage the growth, and deal with that was probably the most challenging time I've experienced.
It's just one of those things that happen.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're obviously because I was thinking 2011 there was one bad time when we were kind of remember that was the economic cliff year, the fiscal cliff year.
So 2009 is my asterisk year. It was the only year where I was up, but basically flat. That was a tough time. That was the meltdown of the whole. Yeah. That was the meltdown of the world. A lot of digital companies didn't survive 2009. Yeah. But listen, you did. That's the good thing. When you're small, you can survive. Yeah.
If you were 110 employees, it might have been more difficult then. So, what what's the most fun part?
I think the most fun part is probably just watching the mentorship and watching all these people who come in, right out of school, and watching them grow and become leaders in digital marketing, and just seeing, it's really about the people. I think the other part is seeing the success we have for our clients.
Where did you go to undergraduate school?
Kenyon College, middle of nowhere, Ohio.
Right, I was going to say it's in Ohio somewhere.
Yeah.
We're from the East Coast, so nobody went to Kenyon College.
Yeah.
But from where we grew up,
Yeah.
But the entrepreneurship program, were you part of the entrepreneurship program at Booth?
Yes, I was finance and entrepreneurship.
Right. So I'm curious because entrepreneurship then was probably just a very new major. Wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't know how long it was around.
I don't think it was around since much after 2000.
So.
I couldn't have been more than 4 or 5 years old at that time.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious how much influence that had on you. Obviously the contest did, and participating in that. And I thought you had to have partners or something, or.
So I did have a partner originally. Okay. You don't have to. You could be a one-person show. It was me and one person. The original model was to teach digital marketing to small businesses.
Got it.
We did it for about 3 months, and we realized that we needed to switch to actually providing marketing services. And he decided he didn't want to do that business model. Still a great friend of mine.
Yeah.
So we parted ways then.
I got it.
Yeah. But, it was University of Chicago's entrepreneurship program is phenomenal. And I still keep in touch with most of the professors there. It was an amazing experience for me. And given the competition, I would never be today where I am if it wasn't for the New Venture Challenger University.
We have a very close relationship with University of Chicago. We have one of their PhD students who's a calculus professor is on the show every week. He teaches a math segment on options, and we've had so many of their people on, including from the entrepreneurship program. I just can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But they've been great to us. So his name is John Morris, and he's the CEO and the founder and CEO of Rise Interactive. What's the web address if somebody wants to find it?
RiseInteractive.com.
RiseInteractive.com. John, this was a really great story, and we are very happy for your success. It's where are you are you in the neighborhood here?
Just down the street, Madison and Wacker.
Oh, cool.
From South Wacker.
Cool. Well, we'll keep an eye on you because as you guys get even bigger and bigger, we invite people back every year, and it'll be nice to see kind of watch the growth and the progression, stuff like that.
That would be great, and I appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate being here.
Thanks so much for coming in, John. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back in about 3 minutes. We got Good Trade, Bad Trade next. This is Taste Trade Live.